Where are we at right now?
The pit.
The pit. What's the pit?
The pit in Butte. The Butte pit.
Right. What do you think about the Butte pit?
Oh, it's super fun site.
Yeah.
By the turn of the century, the copper produced from this hill, called the richest hill on Earth, not only electrified America, but also financed the Industrial Revolution.
We're up on the richest hill in the world. That's the motto here. This is the Berkeley Pit, right on the outskirts of Butte, Montana. The whole town was a mining town built around mining. But this is what happens when you get too greedy. This is the largest Superfund site in Montana, and it's one of the largest Superfund cleanup sites in the country. And it's the groundwater level and the poisoned aquifer level from the mining are about to meet. They estimate around 2020, at which point the toxins from the mine will all leak into the groundwater and to the Clark River and poison all of the water for this area.
My name is Mary Hedge. I was born in Butte in 1925. Of course, the Berkeley Pit didn't exist. My father was a mining engineer. He worked in the mines. When we were little, you could hear the rumblings underneath ground because the whole area is honeycombed with all of these mines and mine shafts and tunnels all through the city of Butte, and you could hear them working 1,000 feet down.
By the 1950s, millions of pounds of ore had been extracted from the Butte Hill. By then, however, the Anaconda company determined that conventional mining techniques were no longer a cost-effective way of extracting ore.
Clear up here where you can see up in the hills, that used to be the most famous Columbia Gardens. And when we were little girls, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, they had a streetcar that would go up the street. All the kids could get on. Your mamas packed you a little lunch. On Thursdays was Children's Day. We got a free ride to the gardens. All the rides were 5 cents a piece. And we rode, and we stayed up there all day, and they had these cowboy swings in this huge area. Every kid in town was up at the Columbia Gardens. And now this is a big pit.
Plans to enlarge the open pit along Butte's east side surfaced in 1952. That decision would affect several historic neighborhoods, including Meaderville, McQueen, and Dublin Gulch. They were all swallowed up by mining expansion.
Hundreds of people lived in Meaderville, and they had the best restaurants in the world. That's all somewhere in the midst of all of this mess.
The community wasn't stupid. They knew that they were fucking themselves over, but you know, when it's a choice between your livelihood and your future, oftentimes people choose your livelihood.
They wanted jobs. The company told them this is where you're going to make money, otherwise we're just going to shut everything down, because they did. They closed down all the mines. The landscape suffers, the people eventually suffer, you know. That's part of it.
Strip mining exposes lots of chemicals and uses lots of chemicals that are either buried deep beneath the ground and shouldn't get to the surface, or that are human-made and used in the extraction process, and then it's usually just dumped where it started.
If you lived up on the hill here, the ground is so hard. I tried to plant carrots one time, and carrots wouldn't come up.
Highest cancer levels just in the towns. You don't even have to work in the mine. It's just, the people that made their fortune here, they're long gone.
Yeah, they're up in the ranch somewhere.
They made their fortune, they made their mess, and they left.
The major difference between this and mountaintop removal, although they're very similar, they're both surface mines that are both incredibly destructive to everything and like pretty much prevents anything from ever growing here again, is that here they're digging into the earth instead of taking away a mountain.
I got to see something about 2 years ago, some mountaintop removal coal mines in Kentucky when I was here. My family was in Kentucky. Down the highways between the mountains, and you can't quite see the pits from the road. So we had to hike up, we scrambled up, we have this ledge, and then it looks like this. It's just like this. Except for it's bigger.
This is so tragic what they did here.
As an elder of our community and country.
Breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Absolutely breaks my heart when I come here and see what it was. But of course, even the mining in Butte. But, you know, copper was, especially when I was little, copper was king. In fact, we're staying at the Copper King Motel right now. That almighty dollar does rain.
And this is why we're going to the U.S. Social Forum, to, you know, try to figure out, as Americans, how to curtail and stop this kind of greedy behavior.
I think it's a really
good time for us to be touring all the scars that the most intelligent species is putting in Mother Earth, and really think about whether we're acting intelligently, collectively, or whether we need to figure out some sort of a collective intelligence that can prevent all the things that are happening.
If you see the PBS special, Bhutan, Taking the Middle Road to Happiness, this is about a little village that the world has finally encroached on it. They know they have to change things, but the king and all the people are still striving to meet the happy point between television and all the new things that are coming in with the old way of life, and trying to find the middle road that will be happiness that they can live on either side.
If we keep on going the way we're headed, we're going to end up where we're headed. We're going to have more huge scars on the earth and more oil floating on the world's waterways. We're just treating all the world's waterways as industrial sewers, and we've got to do something about it.
I think it's fucked up. I think it's really sad that people associate the earth with a living organism and themselves with parasites digging huge, massive holes into something that's supporting their own life.
And
I think it's like taking a bite out of your mom's face.
wow.